Hello dear students, today we have to do parallelogram law of vector addition. Okay, it is one part of the laws of vector addition. The first part is the head and tail rule of the vector addition. In head and tail rule, the head of the first vector is connected with the tail of the second vector, head of second is connected with the tail of the third, and so on. Okay, and one thing you have to remember, a vector never changes its identity if its magnitude and direction cosines are unchanged. Like it is a vector, this vector is r. If you change the position of this vector in space without changing its magnitude and direction, cosine direction also you have to take, then the identity remains same. Okay, so what is parallelogram law of vector addition? So we come to the parallelogram law of the vector addition. Okay, so see, we have two coinitial vectors. So if two coinitial vectors have angle theta, with angle theta between them, then diagonal of the parallelogram formed using these two coinitial vectors will be giving you the resultant of the vectors. So see, we have two coinitial vector. This vector is suppose OA. OA is vector R1, and the other vector we have OB. This vector is denoted by R2. These are two coinitial vectors. Vector initiating from the same point are called co-initial vectors, and theta is the angle between the vectors. This theta is the angle between the two vectors. So if theta is the angle between two coinitial vectors, then the resultant of the two vectors is the diagonal of the parallelogram formed using the vectors. Now see, a vector never changes its identity if the magnitude and direction cosines are unchanged. So you may take R1 plus R2 vector or R2 plus R1 vector. So if we take R1 plus R2, the head of R1 will be connected with the tail of what? R2. So this vector should be taken here. So this vector is also what? R2. Okay, so third side of the triangle formed using the vectors is the resultant of vector. This point is suppose P. So this resultant we have R1, head of R1 is connected with the tail of R2. It is R1 plus R2. Okay, similarly head of R2 may be connected with the tail of what? R1. The head of R2, this R1 is shifted here. The identity remains same. Now this vector we have what? R1. Now this resultant is vector R2 plus R1, R2 vector plus R1 vector. So see, here we have vector R1 plus vector R2 is equal to vector R2 plus vector R1. Okay, this result is valid here. So diagonal of the parallelogram formed using two coinitial vectors having theta angle between them is the resultant of the vectors. What we have to find here? We have to find the magnitude of the resultant of the two vectors. To find magnitude of the resultant of two vectors, resultant is suppose vector R. इसको हमने किससे डिनोट किया? Suppose vector R से डिनोट किया. Okay, it is the magnitude of R. See, if this angle is theta, then this angle is also what? Theta. Okay, and resultant is suppose forming an angle alpha with the what vector? R1. This alpha we have to get. Okay, this we have to get. Now we draw a perpendicular from point P to the vector R1. Suppose this perpendicular is PM. Okay, this angle is 90 degree. Now we consider this triangle APM. Now from triangle APM, this one is right angle triangle, APM, it is A, it is P, and it is M. This angle is 90. This vector was R2, and this angle we have, if this angle is theta, this angle is also theta. So this angle is theta. So component along theta I have already done in the previous lectures. On note lectures, one part was there, resolution of a vector. So resolution, if a vector is not along any coordinate of the given coordinate system, then we will have to resolve the vector, and component along theta always comes in cos, and in front of theta it comes in what? Sin. So see, you may use the formula also. What is the value of cos theta here? Cos theta is base by hypotenuse. So that is AM divided by the magnitude of hypotenuse, that is R2. So what we get? AM is equal to R2 cos theta. That's why we say component along theta comes in cos. Then what is the value of sin theta? Also sin theta we have perpendicular by hypotenuse, so that is PM divided by R2. So you get the result, in front of theta always in sin. Okay, so this result we get. AM we have R2 cos theta, and PM we have R2 sin theta. Now we use this right angle triangle OPM to get this hypotenuse. Okay, now we consider this triangle. Now from triangle OPM, OPM. So this angle is alpha, this angle we have theta. Okay, this result is what we have, it is R1. And what is the value of PM? Here PM is equal to what? AM, sorry, this point is A. What is the value of AM? That is R2 cos theta. So this result we have R2 cos theta. And what about PM? That is R2 sin theta. So perpendicular PM is R2 sin theta. What about base? So length of the base, now see, it is R1 plus R2 cos theta. Now using Pythagoras theorem we may get the result of what? OP. So we'll get the magnitude of the resultant using the Pythagoras theorem. It is mod of vector R1 plus R2. So now using Pythagoras theorem, we have, say, OP square is equal to OM square and plus PM square. OP square, OP is R, R square is equal to, what is OM? It is R1 plus R2 cos theta square and plus R2 sin theta square. Okay, now we simplify it. Now simplifying we get R square is equal to R1 square plus 2 R1 R2 cos theta plus R2 square cos square theta and plus R2 square sin square theta. Okay, now say R we have under root r1 square plus 2 r1 r2 cos theta and plus r2 square is taken common, cos square theta plus sin square theta. This result is what? Always 1. To get this result, under root r1 square plus r2 square plus 2 r1 r2 cos theta. So this result we get here. Okay. So resultant of the two vectors having theta angle between them using parallelogram law of vector addition, it implies that the magnitude of the resultant we have is equal to under root r1 square plus r2 square plus 2 r1 r2 cos theta. Okay, it is the magnitude of the resultant. Now see, we may get the direction of resultant with vector r1. So this angle we have alpha, this result we have what? r1 plus r2 cos theta. This point is O, it is P, and it is what? M. And this result we have what? r2 sin theta. Then what is the value of tan alpha here? Tan alpha is perpendicular by base, that is Pm divided by what? OM. Or you get tan alpha is equal to r2 sin theta by r1 plus r2 cos theta. It is the value of what? The tan alpha. Okay, that is the direction of the resultant with the vector r1. Okay, now we come to the three parts here. First part, say if r1 vector is parallel to vector r2, that is theta we have what? 0. If theta is 0, then see magnitude of the resultant, that is mod of r1 plus r2, that is equal to r1 square plus r2 square plus 2 r1 r2 cos 0 is 1. That's why it is r1 square plus r2 square plus 2 r1 r2 ka root. So we get the result simply what? r1 plus r2. So this resultant this time is what? The maximum value. So if two vectors are parallel to each other, then the resultant of the two vectors will be what? Maximum. Okay, now see, if two vectors are opposite to each other, see here r1 and r2 are parallel. Now if two vectors are anti-parallel, anti-parallel means the angle between the vectors is what we have? 180 degree. Here theta is equal to 180 degree. तो see cos of 180 degree is equal to what? -1. यहाँ पे हमारे पास क्या है? Cos of 0 is 1. Okay, cos of 180 degree is -1. So in that case, the magnitude of the resultant, that is mod of r1 plus mod of r2 is equal to r1 square plus r2 square cos 180 is -1 minus 2 r1 r2. So this resultant is what we have? r1 minus r2. So resultant of the two vectors is minimum if these are anti-parallel or angle between them is what? 180 degree. So this one is what? The minimum resultant. Okay, now what if the vectors are perpendicular to each other? Okay, now see, here vectors are perpendicular to each other. That means theta we have what? 90 degree, and cos 90 is always what? 0. In that case, the magnitude of the resultant of two vectors, that is what? Under root, this factor becomes 0, then it is simply r1 square plus r2 square. It means the resultant of two vectors always exist between what? The minimum value and the maximum value. It may have the minimum value, may have the maximum value, or between them. Okay, so we come to one conclusion. What? The resultant of the two vectors, mod of the resultant is always greater than equal to the minimum value and less than equal to what? The maximum value. Okay, that means R minimum is what we have. It is R1 minus R2. It is the mod of R1 plus R2 is less than equal to R maximum. We have what? R1 plus R2. Okay, so this result we have to remember. Okay, ये हमने ऑलरेडी डिराइव किया है यहाँ पे, है ना. नाउ सी क्वेश्चन वी हैव. The possible resultant magnitude of two vectors having magnitude R1 is equal to 5 units and R2 is equal to 10 units. Maybe मैं कुछ ऑप्शंस लेता हूँ और इसमें बताना है कि कौन सा रिजल्ट पॉसिबल है. लाइक ए 5 यूनिट्स, बी 3 यूनिट्स, सी 7 units, D 12 units, E 15 units, F 17 units, G 20 units. So which result is possible using these vectors? Okay, that we have to verify here. Okay, now see, the resultant magnitude must be greater than equal to what? R1 minus R2 and less than equal to what? R1 plus R2. So we come to the solution. Now see, what is the minimum value of the resultant of these two vectors? So R minimum will be the difference of the two, that is 10 minus 5. It is equal to what? 5. And what about R max? It is 10 plus 5, that is equal to 15. So any resultant between 5 and 15, including 5 and 15 also, may be the possible result. So say minimum 5 is possible. 3 is less than the minimum value, that is not possible. Means resultant must have this possible results. Okay, then 7 is between what? The minimum and the maximum, between 5 and 15, that's why it is possible. 12 is also between 5 and 15, it is possible. 15 is the maximum result, that is also possible. And 17, see, neither less than minimum nor greater than maximum, this result is not possible. And what about 20? 20 is greater than what? The maximum possible result, so this result is also not possible. So we may get the result 5, 7, 12 and 15 using these vectors. If the result is 5, then the angle between them is what? 180 degree. If the resultant is 15, then the angle between them is what? Maximum 0 degree. And if the results are 7 and 12, then we may get the value of what? The angles using the formula. And what formula we should use? That means for what angle the resultant of these two vectors is 0, then you have to use this formula. Like for 7 we have to get angle here. Okay, so resultant 7 is equal to, we have r1 square, so 5 square plus r2 square and plus 2 r1 r2 cos theta 5 and it is 10, sorry 10 and cos theta. So using this you may get the value of what? Cos theta. Similarly for 12 also you may get the result of what? The angle. Okay, so this was parallelogram law of vector addition. The other is what? The triangle law of vector addition. The third side of the triangle formed using the vectors is what? The resultant of the vectors. Okay, now see, what is triangle law of vector addition? So what we have to do, we have two vectors, so using head and tail rule of vector addition, third side of the triangle formed using the vectors is the resultant of the vectors. So this resultant we have what? r1 plus r2. Now if angle between r1 and r2 is theta, so again you may get the value of what? The resultant. Again you draw a perpendicular here and use Pythagoras theorem as we have done in the parallelogram law of vector addition. The derivation is exactly same जो हमने किया है parallelogram law of vector addition में. Okay, so here also the magnitude of the resultant we have, the statement is different from parallelogram. In the triangle of vector addition, the third side of the triangle formed using the two vectors r1 and r2 is the resultant of the vectors, and in case of parallelogram law of vector addition, the diagonal of the parallelogram formed using the vectors is the resultant of vectors. Here also it is r1 square plus 2 r1 r2 cos theta. The similar derivation you have to do. Okay, and conditions, these conditions are possible here also. Okay, and in case of head and tail of vector addition, what we have to do, the head of first is connected with the tail of second, head of second with the tail of the third, and so on. Okay, that's why also called polygon law of the vector addition. Okay, and one thing you have to remember, a vector never changes its identity if its direction cosine and magnitude remains same. अगर उसके डायरेक्शन कोसाइन और मैग्नीट्यूड को आप चेंज नहीं करते हो तो वेक्टर अपनी आइडेंटिटी को कभी चेंज नहीं करता है. ओके, थैंक यू.